Hello, today I'll be talking about I think it was the three most important things I think beginners would miss, or they do not specifically reach it. The first one being intensity. Now, intensity is very important when it comes to building muscle for overall body structure, but intensity is also good for explosiveness. A lot of things intensity is good for. But I feel that most people, like myself, fail to reach intensity. To give you some context, early this day, I went to the gym with my friend. He was a lot smaller than me, 20 kilograms lighter than me, and yet he was able to lift, no, not lift, yeah, lift the same amount of weight as I am, 20 kilograms heavier. And I could see that he was giving it his all, his everything. For all four sets, he gave it his everything. Whereas for me, I gave like a good 70-80%. I think the main difference was the way we took our pauses. For every rep I did, the first rep, as soon as it went down and it like it stopped going down any further, I instantly exploded up. But for him, he took like less than a second to go back up. A little bit of time to rest, but still, he was able to perform at my weight. He was 50 kilograms, I am 70 kilograms. Yeah. He's a lot smaller in both height and physical build wise. Now, I'm pretty sure that he is relatively, well, not to insult him, relatively weaker because he's in literally a different weight class. Now I beat him in many physical activities, such as arm wrestling, point sparring, and regular wrestling. In terms of the display of physical strength, I would win. But if you were to compare how intense we were exercising, he would definitely be the winner. He had this face, it was so scrunched up, it looked terrifying. Whereas I had a more neutral face, although I did try. It was like a slightly like this face, but he had like a demon face. And that being said, intensity is really important. Mike Benzer, a very popular bodybuilding icon in the past, I think he only trained for 2 hours a week. Let me search that up. How long did Mike Benzer? He should have trained for only 2 hours a week. And that he still had an incredible physique, I swear. He spent 3 hours a day. Okay. Ooh, 3 hours a day, 6 days a week. That's pretty interesting. So he did train very, very often. No? No. He said in a booklet no more than 3 days a week. So basically, oh, this is when he started working out. It was 3 hours a week, 3 hours per day for 6 days a week. But later on, he found out that having just a few hours in a particular day for that week was enough. to hit all muscle groups, maybe, and be able to get the same physique that you would have on maybe not same, but relatively close to Arnold Schwarzenegger. Of course, there are very different muscle groups that are bigger, like Arnold's chest is huge. But relatively what I'm talking about is how big they can get in terms of muscle mass. Now, I feel like the second most important thing people are beginners like myself tend to miss would be simply volume, not having enough volume. Now, on the other spectrum of intensity, Mike Menser and Arnold often had bouts, okay? Arnold was all about volume. Now, this volume is what I'm talking about. If you don't hit a specific rep range or number of sets, muscle growth might not reach its maximum efficiency. For example, if we just look at Arnold's workout, it is very, very long. Okay, in the sense that there are many sets. I think it's around 6 sets per exercise, per specific exercise. Now, he has something called an Arnold split. You can go find out what that is. You can go search what that is. You can even implement it into your own workout program. But that is very important for building muscle. Volume is it's needed, it's essential. To give you an example of why it's essential is because, let's say I do 12 reps, maximum intensity, and on the 12th rep I hit it, and on the 13th rep I hit failure, meaning I can no longer do any more reps. Okay, that is good. I had intensity, but that's one set. Now, thinking about this, later on in the day, maybe 2 hours from that time, that body soreness would probably, no, maybe an hour from that time, the body soreness would probably go away. Your fatigue would just leave, which is why it's very essential to have volume so that your body is fatigued. And I don't think many people get this, but strength is built not inside the gym, but outside the gym. I heard this from somewhere. I cannot really recall where it's from, where your relative strength actually becomes weaker in the gym because muscle tears when you're at the gym. Not muscle tear, but like muscle fiber, muscle tissues tear at the gym so that they can grow larger and handle more stress. Now, specifically, in order for these muscle fibers to grow back and grow stronger, you have to have good recovery. So that's what makes you stronger, having recovery, good recovery. So that's why sometimes you may see some larger people, even though they don't exercise very often, they can support their weight, which means that they already have a more to carry around. Basically, that's why their muscles are stronger despite having more fats. So that's it for volume. So intensity and volume. The next one would be, I think, is by far the most crucial, especially when you're first starting out, like myself, is having good form. Having good form is essential, I swear. I swear. It is very essential. If you were a beginner, most people tend to overlook on the proper form, but I think that you should always dive deep into the form on how to do the exercise. Even if you just pull out your phone while you're working out and you pull up how to do a tricep pull down, it is way better than not learning how to do it properly and you are basically leaving muscle growth, leaving some parts of muscle growth to one side. But we want to be most as efficient as we can in building muscle strength, aesthetics, if you please. Now, good form is a solid foundation that everyone has, that one should have. Think about it this way: if you have been lifting for 6 months, terrible form, intensity, volume, both there, you would have huge muscles. I mean, not huge muscles, but relatively bigger muscles. All right. But at one point, you hit a plateau, which means like a block in progress, much faster than anyone else, because you have terrible form. Now, good form doesn't mean perfect form. There is no such thing as perfect. There could be different styles to target different muscle groups. It's with very slight adjustments, like how inwards your hand are, how outward your hand are. Whether or not you bend your legs, whether or not you have to stretch fully, like when you do leg extensions, when you do leg curls. Milk. That is why I think good form is very essential to having, basically building muscle, especially for beginners, because it is a very good foundation that everyone should have. I think that's it. Anyway, for my next video, I'll probably be talking about some mistakes, me personally, I have made. In the next video, I'll talk about like maybe 3 mistakes. Around 3, should be 3, not as 2, but as 2 that I'm definitely sure most of you would either maybe hit one but wouldn't do the other. Just like how you would have intensity, volume, a good form. Even if you had good form, you may be missing intensity and volume. But if you manage to get all 3 together, it is going to be a really fast progression, especially when we have what is called newbie gains. Newbie gains? Yeah, newbie gains. And me personally, I have newbie gains. My muscles aren't huge, but they are comparatively bigger than what they were used to. Always make sure to take progress pics. I think always should take progress pics, save them, and have a before and after. If just 1 month, you'll be able to see some differences. Within 3 months, you will be able to see very noticeable changes, and in about a year and 2 years, by the time you reach your 2nd year, you should already have been able to reach a physique that is comparable to most not bodybuilders, but rather average gym goers. You should be able to reach within 2 to 3 years of consistent training. Consistency is key, do remember that. Anyway, I'll be seeing you guys soon. Much love, Shaun.